Virtual showings, are they here to stay? Virtual showing. So what is this? This is a term that's been really thrown around recently. I'd say over the past year since COVID really kind of crept into our lives. So the virtual showing is basically buying a home or viewing a property without physically going there. They're actually viewing the whole thing virtually. And how do I feel about those? Well, I don't think they're very good, to be honest. I think you have to be able to walk into a house to truly appreciate things that you can't see in video, because it's only when you walk into a house that you can feel if the floors are even or uneven. You can smell mustiness. You can see something that perhaps a camera didn't pick up on because the camera wasn't shooting upwards at the ceiling at a water stain. So I think it's important that people actually physically get through a home. Yes, you know what? Qualify the home first of all, virtually. Look at it, see if it's even worth your time to come through. But if it is, if you look at it virtually, you qualify it as something that you like, then make sure you physically come out to have a look at it. We're blessed with so many senses, and all of these play a part when it comes to you walking through a home for the first time. If you're a seller and somebody has made an offer on your home, they've done a virtual showing, they've never looked at it, and they've given you an offer conditional upon them viewing the property. My recommendation to you, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, is do not take that offer, because essentially all they've done is they've tied up, the buyer has tied up your property. Other agents that want to bring their buyer through maybe now look at this and they see a conditional offer on the property and they think, hey, you know what, I don't want to take my buyers through there. They may end up disappointed if they can't get this house. I'll keep an eye on it. If the conditions fall through, then I'll take my client through. But especially at the beginning, when a listing first hits the market, that's when it gets the most eyeballs. That's when everybody looks at it. That's when Realtor.ca is, really kind of gathering around your property. At that point there, you want to make sure that as many buyers can come through your home as safely and physically are able to do so, to actually qualify the home in that way. Do not tie it up with a condition on a walkthrough because someone's done a virtual offer on the property. At the end of the day, the buyer's looking out for themselves. If they're tying up your property just so they can come down on the weekend and have a look at it, that to me is just the probability of a showing equaling an offer right away. And some properties get 100 showings and you only get 15 offers. That tells me 85% of the people there didn't end up offering on that property and didn't want that property enough to make an offer on it. So you really are not, the odds are not in your favor. You're best just to let that offer go and then, allow the buyers to come through your home and sell it in the way that we are selling homes right now. Buyers coming through the home, offering on the property, and then basically the seller choosing the offer that they want to work with. That's my recommendation. Now, if that buyer is coming in with an offer, without having seen the house, with no conditions, then at that point you have to ask different questions. Have they, do they have the deposit ready to go? Or are they just going to tie up the property with an offer with no deposit? Do they have a deposit ready to go? Is it documented that they haven't viewed the property in person in the contract? Because the last thing you want is for the buyer to utilize one of their walkthroughs in the property and then come back and say, well, you know what, that something is missing in the house, when really they're buying it virtually. Maybe that item was never there in the first place. So it's important that if a buyer is buying a property sight unseen, that it's documented and that they're aware of the pitfalls of doing so. And you as a seller, you also have to be aware of the pitfalls on that side. Virtual showings, are they here to stay? I don't think so. Are they effective? Somewhat. It's enough to kind of qualify a home, but is it enough to actually buy a home? I personally wouldn't do so. It's up to you guys. I hope that helps.